Hey, what's going on, everybody? Chris Bauer here with Bauer Sports Media, coming at you, yes, on StreamYard. I got the premium feature, which allows me to record, so I'm recording this for you guys here. Um, Figured I'd go ahead. I keep mentioning all the sports that I want to talk about, all the sports I want to get into, and why. Just because, trying to be a sports broadcaster, you never know exactly where the heck you're going to end up in your career, right? I would love to be a talk show host, maybe like Feinbaum or whatever, right? Stephen A. Smith. Max Kellerman has his own show now. I mean, all these guys you see at ESPN with talk shows and everything, that's where I really want to end up. Talking with all of you people, bringing you the sports news and everything. But at the same time, you can't control where you end up. You can control how you respond. Steve Harvey says it's life is like 10% what happens to you, the small majority, what comes your way, what you can't control. And then the majority is how you respond and how you react to it. So, and I've been mentioning that I want to get into other sports like volleyball for a while. And I figured I'd at least start here and just look at, what's the spring season looking like? They just started it back. They had a couple months off, finished up the fall, and everything like that. And we have now the rankings. And I want to just kind of take it one step at a time as I'm trying to learn a new sport for myself or whatever. But so I figured I'd just look at the rankings. And I'm still trying to learn about this too. But what we have here, and we'll kind of look at these and kind of say, okay, who has, what team will probably have the best chance going forward, right? Like who has the best chance for this year? Um, Last year the champion was Stanford. Coach Kevin Hamley led his girls to the championship in Pittsburgh. They had an overall record of 30-4, and they won back to back. They had a better record the year before of 34-1. 34-1. That's pretty dominant for volleyball. Consistency is key in this sport too, by the way. But you look, you don't see in the top 10. Do you? Stanford, no, but they're ranked all the way at 15. Um, so there's that. Team and first place votes. Kentucky has one first place vote. They are 10-0. Texas has 9 first place votes, and they are 14-0. But with the lowest record, right? But they got the most points, right? I guess I don't know if this is, um, you know, I guess first place points as far as votes or whatever, or I guess not, because look, 50 first place votes. You get the most first place votes, you're going to go in first place and be ranked number one, right? And it is a top 25, just like, um, like college basketball or college football or whatever. You got teams in there: San Diego, Creighton, Michigan, Western Kentucky, Washington State, Georgia Tech. You know who I don't see in here though? Alabama, or hardly any SEC teams. I see Missouri and Florida, and of course we mentioned Kentucky. That's about it. SEC is not all that great in volleyball. No offense to any of the players or teams or anything like that. But you look at this, folks. The teams to keep your eye on, obviously, are always going to be in any sport. Keep your eye on the top ranked teams, right? Now you might be sitting there saying, "Well, look, Ballard, basketball. You get to that, and once you get to March Madness, it doesn't matter where you're ranked, right?" Fair point. And the same can be said for this. I'm pretty sure, and I'm still trying to learn this sport. I really just wanted to come on here and look at the rankings and just talk about some teams to keep your eye on. Um, it is none of these points that you're seeing here are really all that close. You have some close records though. um, Minnesota at 5-6-0, previously ranked number 6. They moved up a spot. I think they just came off a good win. Penn State 2-0, which I don't know. I guess with COVID-19 and everything, maybe it's hit them hard. I'm not sure. I don't understand why some teams have played 14 games while others have only played like 2 or 3 games. I really don't understand all that. I would assume maybe it is possible because of the virus and everything, the pandemic. We get all that. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's just how they schedule volleyball. And this says here, through games February 7th. Today is the 11th, at least when I'm recording this. So this is through pretty much last weekend. BYU 3-0, Notre Dame 6-1. You see here, folks. So I mean, this list here is just keep your eye on these teams. They just started the spring season, right? And there's still plenty of games left, I'm sure. Let's look at the bracket here. They got a bracket. I'm curious. Oh, this is actually from last season, right? And it ended up being Baylor and Wisconsin, Stanford and Minnesota, and it was Stanford over Wisconsin. And if you're wondering about this, I've picked up this learning about some volleyball a little bit. 3-1. Right now, they have what they call a kill, which, if you know anything about how you play volleyball, you go up, you hit the ball, and it hits the ground. That's a point. That's basically a kill. It's like I still don't know exactly how many points are needed, or if it's a best 2 out of 3 situation or whatever. But you'll see games that are like the best of 5 or best of 4 or whatever it might be. I'm sure it's a little different in the playoffs than it is, or tournament, really, if you want to be real. A little different there than it is for maybe like the regular season, right? But I'm not sure. But this is not saying here Stanford won the game 3-0 and scored 3 points. It was more so they won 3 sets. So there's that. And so I don't know. But and of course, you look at this is impressive, right? Stanford won back-to-back in the 19 season and the 18 season. They went 34-1 in 18. They went 30-4 in 2019. Coach Kevin Hamley has his team just on fire. They're in a position now where they look like they could make a three-peat. Or hold on. Let me see here. I didn't realize I wasn't see. This is what I was looking at, folks. So Kevin Hamley won back-to-back, right? A few years ago, John Dunning, which I'm not sure exactly what happened. I mean, Stanford won a championship. I don't know if there was retirement or what happened, but Coach John Dunning, he retires. Nebraska wins the next year. Overall record 32-4. And Stanford wins back-to-back. So obviously keep your eye on a team maybe like Stanford. But yeah. So, you look at this and there's, there's teams that obviously, as you saw there with the list of champions, Nebraska, Stanford, or whatever. I think I saw Penn State on there. There's some teams to keep your eye on really every year in the season. And yeah, I mean, you look now at the rankings, which I'm sure it's just like basketball. The rankings don't matter because I would assume they do this if they have a tournament and everything. They would probably treat it like they do March Madness in basketball, where you win the conference tournament or whatever, and you have a case or quality wins, record, strength of schedule, head-to-head competition. I'm sure there's a lot of criteria and key components that goes into them selecting these volleyball teams. Um, for for the tournament. But I'm looking here. Keep your eye on quite a few teams, man. Keep your eye on the top 25, because that's basically what I wanted to talk about here. Through games of like last week. So, I mean, not a whole lot has changed. I'm sure they update it every week or so, obviously. But keep your eye on Florida, who, when I was watching a little bit in the fall, was looking really good. I think they beat Alabama big time. They're a top 10 team right now. They got 974 points. Now they haven't hit 1,000+ points yet. Obviously, you want to keep your eye on all these teams here, but look how far ahead Wisconsin is. First place votes 50. That's the most of any team. And of course, you got Texas and Kentucky. One person voted Kentucky first place vote. I'm not sure who it was, but look how close the points are here, folks. About 1,400 range. Only 49 more points than Texas has, right? That's still a pretty good margin, but I think if Texas keeps working at it, keeps running the table a little bit, maybe you see them maybe take the top spot. I don't know if it's going to happen, but these are just some of the teams here that I think you look at and you say, okay, you know what? Tournament rolls around, keep your eye on Wisconsin, Utah, Baylor, Minnesota, Nebraska, uh, Kentucky. So, going into the spring and everything, I know we just started up, but as the games go on and everything, keep your eye on some of these teams and the rankings and everything. I definitely will, as I'm still trying to learn this sport. But again, I keep saying, and I'm a man of my word on here. I keep saying I want to learn a sport and keep getting into it. And I'll bring you the content for it. I mean it. So, but so yeah, there's that. But anyway, if you guys have any knowledge of volleyball or whatever, maybe you want to do a live stream on it sometime, let me know. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. And but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with all the rankings. And as we get to the tournament and everything, and definitely for more sports content, as I always say, please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media. Hey, March Madness is around the corner, folks. We're going to be getting into quite a bit of that. That I have knowledge of. That I've been watching for a while. It took me a little while to get into basketball, to get into baseball and everything. And, why am I getting into this sport? First off, it is actually pretty interesting. Hard to understand, hard to figure out, though. And just being a sportscaster, again, you never know where you're going to end up. You never know, where you're going to start or end up. Again, I want to do football, but if that's not it, then you can't always control where you end up as a sportscaster. So you try to cover as much as possible, work with what you have and what you can, and just see where it takes you. So anyway, appreciate everyone for tuning into this video today. Let me know what you think. And if anyone has any knowledge on this sport, get in touch with me, help me out, let me know. I really would appreciate it. So anyway, love all you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more sports content to Ballard Sports Media. And until next time, Ballard Sports Media checking out. Have an awesome day. Thank you so much. God bless. And roll tide roll. We'll see ya.